What is a
Okay.
robo-advisor? What does that mean? You talk
Yeah.
about all these people who work there and all this value you bring, but then you throw in the like robo-advisor and everyone goes
Yeah.
right back to their two guys in the garage.
Yeah, it's a shame actually, Justine, because listen, the whole robo-advisor thing was done very early on in the early days of sort of digital wealth. So believe it or not, there was a company called Betterment out of the United States that sort of coined, I think, this robo-advisor uh, moniker. Personally, Justine, I hate it. I hate it. It's the worst name that you could possibly give to this type of a service or what we're built or what we've built and what we're giving advisors, because there are no robots. Okay. So this is all about a partnership between an advisor and the technology. So it's a hybrid sort of relationship. There's no one that is just, there's no robots that are indiscriminately sort of doing all these things without any human intervention. If you really think about it, again, I don't want to get into primates to how we became humans, but understand complex thought, right? Like the reality is that, it is very difficult to do all of those things in unison in terms of insurance, estate, investments, plan, like all the things, advice that you do is complex thought. And they don't have computers yet, and there's no AI that's figured all that out. So the only way to do it properly is to take advantage of the technology, but do it with an advisor who can look at all these different pieces of information and this complex thought and put it all together into a plan or into an action. So terrible name. And really what Robo is, if I looked up the definition and I don't love it, but it says digital platforms that provide automated algorithm-driven financial planning services with little to no human supervision. I mean, terrible. First of all, our platform has nothing to do with financial planning. We have a separate Razor plan that does that. Our Nest Wealth Plus platform is purely for investment accounts. And again, it's the advisor that needs to be involved in that financial planning process. So it really doesn't make there's no real, to me, connection around that. So what I would say is that, again, there's no robots. Every trade that we do at Nest Wealth is done by a human being who has a CFA designation. So he's a chartered financial analyst. He's got, he's been a portfolio manager for years. And they're the ones that are doing all of the portfolio construction, the trading and all that rebalancing and stuff like that. And so the real benefit to me goes back to this whole idea of where do you spend the time, right? I think a lot of advisors have figured out that, they're not able to necessarily pick the best fund or the best, the best stock, or, it's really a practice or a discipline that's really done better by portfolio managers. And so the reality is a lot of advisors are coming to this sort of conclusion that it's probably better to sort of let technology help me where I really need the help. So I don't spend all the time on compliance and the paperwork and the rebalancing and sort of all those things. Let technology do that, which it should, right? That's what technology is for, is to take away the mundane, the non-value added stuff, and let technology do that for you. So you can focus on all the right, the right things. And that's, again, the advice, the planning and all that.